1 minute until showtime.
Yay! This little weak. Give it one more shot. What the heck? See if we can break 95. Hey, that's better. We'll let that one go. 96.3.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now, from the world's most famous beach, from where beach racing began, it's the Legends of Racing radio show. Live from racing's original North Turn Beach Bar and Grill in Ponce Inlet, Florida. The Legends of Racing radio show. And your host, Buzz McKim.
Oh, thank you, everybody. Appreciate that. We've got Tony Hines here. Not Haynes. Hines. I got that one right. Yeah. And he's sitting in for our old buddy Gary, who will be out till October. So we have a very astute co-host here. He does his homework. He's amazing. And our guest today, even though he's only 32 years old, he's got a quarter of a century of experience. Man, that sounds like a lot, doesn't it? Quarter of a century, yeah. Mr. Mikey Kopka here. 2004 604 division champion of Volusia County, right?
Yes, sir.
What is a 604?
604 is a 350 Chevrolet. It's got aluminum heads on it. The only difference between the 602 and 604 is the cylinder heads and the camshaft is a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, I would say, roughly 75 to 100 horsepower difference.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, it's you can't really feel a whole lot of difference, but you could definitely, it's a little bit better. If you race them together, you can tell a difference. But
can you?
If you don't race them together, it's hard to tell the difference.
Oh, okay. Now, are they a crate motor?
Yes, sir. You buy them straight from Chevrolet, and you can put them in and race them, or you can buy them from like Byron Corey, H&R, which is Ricky Rydell, Pace. I mean, they sell them all over the country.
Oh, really? Yeah. Do you supply your own heads?
No. You buy a brand new crate motor, and they take it and they dyno it basically and make sure it's okay and doesn't blow right up. Which
that's good.
We've had some issues with that, but
have you really?
Yeah.
I'll be darned. That's interesting. So it's a pretty economical way to go racing, then, isn't it?
Yeah, for the most part. When you run the late models, you down here and down the south, we tend to run just crates. There's a few built motor classes trying to start up, I would say. Like Ocala, racing this weekend is trying to run a late model division that you can run a built motor or crate. And, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I believe a crate motor's won every time.
Oh, really?
But they've had some big motors in there, and they've been trying. It's just, it's kind of hard to beat a crate sometimes on a small racetrack. The advantage to having a built motor is you can pass a guy if he messes up. Crate motor, you're just following them in line.
Is that right?
It's tough. It's tough to pass.
Almost like an IROC race, huh?
Pretty much.
Yeah, geez. You run Ocala?
I'm going to run Ocala, but not in the late model. I'm going to be running a factory stock this weekend.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes, sir. And, I mean, right now I've only ran the late model at Volusia, and I have my own 602 that I've been dabbling a little bit here and there, but we're not going to run it this weekend. Mm-hmm. It's tough to run against 604s and built motors with a 602.
Yeah.
And it's not easy, Plus, I have an older car, and she's very finicky. I'll say. She doesn't want to go on hot laps or the heat race, but buddy, let me tell you, when the feature comes, she's coming.
Is that right?
Yeah, she likes to go.
So she knows what's going on.
Yeah, she knows the money time, but you're so far back by then, it's like, why even try, you know?
That's great. Well, with 25 years of experience, you were what, like 7 when you got started?
Yes, sir, 7 years old.
Yeah, and what kind of race car did you have then?
So I had a go-kart at that time. We started off, you know, I raced for my grandfather, Floyd, and he bought a guy out, and me and a buddy of mine, Alex, who I met through my grandfather, we raced at Volusia predominantly. I mean, that's all I ever raced for go-karts. And, you know, I raced from 7 to 13 in go-karts, and then jumped right into a 4-cylinder, and then I raced a late model for a year, and then I got out of, you know, big cars, went back to go-kart racing for a little while, and then I jumped back into whoever would let me drive their race car, basically.
So you were just a little guy when you got into the big cars, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I finished 4th in the points and got Rookie of the Year in 4 cylinders that year.
Well, that's great.
And the late model, I never really ran consistent enough to run, you know, for points anywhere. It was kind of a transition year, really, and never did really well. I mean, we kept breaking and having issues with our car, and it was just really tough to really get a hold on it, because I'd go to school all day, you know, all week, and then Friday night, Grandpa would pick me up. I'd go all the way out to Pearson, because I lived in Holly Hill at the time, and it was just tough. Grandpa worked, I did school, so we had like Friday to work on it, Friday and Saturday morning.
Oh, wow.
It was not easy trying to get 2 cars ready.
Jeez, I guess.
It was rough.
Yeah, but it's in your blood, and you're going to be doing this for the rest of your life, right?
Yes, sir. As long as the good Lord's willing, I'm going to do it. You know,
well, that's good.
I've got 2 young kids. You know, I got my daughter Ray and my son Bob, and I've got them a go-kart. So I got them a go-kart, and then Volusia closes the go-kart track now. It's like, oh my gosh.
Norman, work on that, would you? See if we can get Volusia back on the go-kart circuit there.
I mean, every time I talk to Tyler, you know, out there at Volusia, I'm like, come on, man. I bought go-karts to race go-karts. Come on, man. He's
really?
like, I don't know what to do yet. I don't know.
Well, he'll be on the show in 2 weeks, so we'll push him.
Push him a little bit,
yeah. See what we can do.
Now, did you race Norm, or did he inspect you?
Norm, I believe, did inspect me. I'm not 100% sure. I only ever got caught cheating once. But I was 7 years old. I didn't work on it. I literally would get out of it, go play with my friends, and come back. And then, you know, most of the time they had to hunt me down before the race, because I was nowhere to be found. But, you know, the last race of the season, you know, my grandfather had done some cheating on the restrictor plate.
Creative interpretation.
Yeah,
yes.
Creative interpretation. Right. However you read the rule book.
Right.
So I go out there and I really dominated. I believe I had him by like 2 laps, and everybody was like, "Yeah, good job," you know. And I was happy, and my grandpa was like, "Dude, I told you to slow down. What are you doing?" I'm like, "What do you mean, Grandpa?" He goes, "Son, you're gonna get looked at now." So we got thrown out. I was bawling my eyes out. I'm never gonna race again. I was gonna give up, and. Yeah, I don't know if that was Norm, but I do remember Norm teching me quite a bit after that. So, you know, it was we always had our P's and Q's, you know, matched after that, because I was not going to get thrown out again. That had set me up for life. I'm not cheating. Yeah. I'm not doing it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to get thrown out. I can't stand it. So, you know, actually we just got tires sampled last week at Alltech, you know, to make sure I was not cheating there. So, you know, which I haven't heard if they come back yet or not, but they were brand new tires. So
yeah.
Well, and I did read another time, a few years ago, somebody claimed your tires. What's that like, and how long did you have to wait?
So I believe you're talking about the night at Putnam. It was we run a 5,000 win race. I had run my 602 earlier the day and finished like 4th, so I got like $400. Well, I had pulled in the place and broke the truck.
Oh.
I had $1 left after paying everybody's way in, all the entry fees, stuff like that. So I was like, "Oh, this is gonna suck. I hope I do good." So we go on to the feature. I run second in Evan Gainey, and we were knocking on the door, but I was for sure money. For sure second place, I'll take it. So we come into Tech, and the guy that finished third or fourth come up and was like, "We're going to protest your tires." And I said, "Okay. How am I going to get home?" That was my first thought. Like, I don't have any money. I was banking on this money to get home, but so the race director looked at me. She's like, "Well, I'll give you some money to get home." I was like, "No, it's fine." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I ran my other car. We're good." So they when they protested my tires, it's $150 a tire to protest it.
Really?
And
That
what
you
they
have to pay.
no, I don't have to pay. The person protesting has to pay.
Oh.
Now, if I win it, I get that money.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, in my eyes, it's more money than I'm going to get, so I'll take it. So when you get your tires protested, you have to cut 3 slices out of the tire with a tire groover, put it in a little vial, a little glass vial, and then that gets sent off to the either Blue Ridge Labs or whatever. I'm not 100% sure if there's another one, but that's the only one that I know of. So we send it off to them, and they check it compared to how the tire came from the manufacturer. And, they did that to 2 tires of mine. So that was $300. Well, the track gets like 100 of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
for
man.
being able to send it off.
Oh, yeah.
Just to pay for the sample.
Yeah.
And then, I collected 200 out of it, and I was happy. But it took 2 weeks,
Oh, jeez.
because it depends on how busy they are, how many other races are going on, how many other tires are doing.
Right.
And it wasn't that bad, other than it took forever to get my money.
Yeah.
But they did come back, and they were good. They confirmed the benchmark, and I was happy about that. I keep trying to tell everybody that I race with, I'm too broke to cheat. I go to the racetrack, and I try to make sure that I have a way to get home or money to get home. At that time, I was using my own money and some of, my partner at the time. And, it's just that's where I kind of stopped driving for myself, and I started trying to drive for other people.
Right.
And I've been very lucky and very blessed to be able to drive for as many people as I do. And I'm just very thankful, that everybody keeps believing in me, and I keep trying to do the best I can do. That's all you
Well,
can
it
do.
sounds like you're doing all right.
We're doing okay.
Yeah, what's the best car you're driving right now?
The best car I'm driving? Wow, I can't really. I don't know.
You don't want to upset anybody.
No, I mean, we just got a brand new Nightmare chassis from Lee Newsom up there in. I can't remember the name. It's just north of the border of Georgia, Florida. But anyways, he built us a brand new factory stock, and the only time I've finished outside the top 5 was when I wrecked it. Need more, and I just drove it in the fence because.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that.
No, I thought I had it missed, but we were 3 wide. I was guy on the outside. I drew the short stick on that one, so it is what it is.
Yeah. How's that Needmore track?
Oh, I love it.
Do you really?
Oh, that's my favorite racetrack of all.
Oh, no kidding. Even better than Volusia?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Wow.
sir. Yeah, I mean, I like Volusia, but Volusia's very hard to pass. And Needmore, it's totally different. Like 1 and 2 is really sharp, 3 and 4 is really wide, really curved. So it's very easy to pass, get into 1. Like some guys, they miss the turn because it's very optical illusion there. It's very easy to miss your mark.
Oh,
and
okay.
I love it. I love that place. I mean, whether it's slick, rough, smooth,
Wow.
dusty, it don't matter. That
Now,
place is a blast.
Where's it located?
Norman Park, Georgia.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Across the line, huh?
Yes, sir.
I'll
Yes,
be
sir.
darned. Yeah, and then you also run All-Tech?
Run Alltech. Yep.
I hear they have a good service up there.
Oh yeah, no. Wendell does a very good job. We keep running there. It's definitely the slickest racetrack I've ever raced in my life. At times, and here lately, it's not been living up to its name. It's dwindling down and needs a little bit of clay put back on it. I mean, we've pulled a bunch of clay off it over the years. And it just needs a little bit more. That's why he takes off the summer to get the track prep back up. And
Yep.
I believe he's got one more race, and then they take off for the summer.
Oh,
so.
do they really? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I like that because it's gonna rain. I mean, you don't have no choice. So,
that's true.
it gives everybody a chance to go somewhere else too.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah. So how often do you run Volusia?
So Volusia's only been running once a month, and I haven't raced there but the first night of the year, and I won it.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, and I just haven't been back. Yeah.
And whose car did you have that night?
So that night I drove Joe Combs, which is the late model,
Uh-huh.
and 604, and we were blessed with the draw after the heat race and all that stuff, and we ended up, I believe we started on the outside pole.
Mm-hmm.
Either that or second. I can't even remember. I've raced so much since then.
Yeah.
It's hard to put it all together. But, you know, we just got really blessed and got out front. And Joe works really, really, really hard on all of his stuff. And, you know, I love racing with Joe, and I love you know, me and Ivan had been sharing the seat. And
Ivan Lloyd Jr.?
Ivan Lloyd Jr.
Yep.
And
yep. His dad was a pretty good racer, too.
Yes. Ivan is no slouch either. I mean,
right.
I was messing with him the other night. He finished third at that big race at Alltech, and I said, "Dang man, are you getting a little old?" I said, "It took you a little while to get up there." And he goes, "I just forgot when to go, really." He said, "That car was good. I was just biding my time." He said, looked up, realized it was like 10 to go. Oh, I got to go. So, you know, I was just messing with him a little bit. I mean, I looked up to him and you know, Joe growing up, you know, because them guys were dominant, you know, and I wanted to be that guy. I wanted to be the dominant guy. And, you know, I'm doing everything I can to beat him, you know.
Yeah.
It's still tough, even though I have young age on them. They got experience, but I'm young, and I'm trying to soak up all the, you know, experience that they have.
Right.
And it's a blast. You know,
It looks like you're doing pretty darn good.
They do a good job.
Yep.
And
champion last year, right?
Yes, sir. In Joe's car. Yes,
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. And
get a big trophy.
not really big, but the check was big.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that was good. That helped helped our program go pretty good right there.
Uh-huh.
You know, and I'm just blessed, man. It's awesome to get to race with them guys, and you know, Joe raced the first race of the year, blew the motor up, and come back to the second race, he had to work.
Oh.
And that's the only reason I got the opportunities. He had to work.
No kidding.
He was like, "It's going to the track." I got Pam driving, which is his wife, and he's like, "I got her towing the car to the track, and just help her unload it." I said, "Yes, sir." And he's like, "Just do whatever you got to do. Act like it's yours." I said,
Well,
"Yes,
that's
sir."
great. Well, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Mikey Kopka.
The caution flag is out. Time for a break. We'll be right back with the Legends of Racing radio show. Racing's original North Turn is our broadcast headquarters. If you're looking for a good drink, great entertainment, and the best in food, they're right on the beach at Racing's original North Turn. Come on down to dinner tonight. Here are a couple of testimonials. These are actual testimonials from people who have enjoyed the North Turn. Been there many times, always great food and drinks, great location on the beach. And another, what a great experience. It's my new favorite restaurant in the Daytona Beach area, Racing's Original North Turn on South Atlantic Avenue. That's A1A and Ponce Inlet, about 3.2 miles south of the Dunlawton Bridge and A1A intersection. It's Racing's Original North Turn, a restaurant, museum, bar, gift shop, live music. That's Racing's North Turn. Racing's Original North Turn has been voted by you Best Beach Bar Top 10 year after year after year. We're back from where it all began. Racing's original North Turn Beach Bar and Grill. The Legends of Racing radio show continues with your host, Buzz McKim.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate that. And we're here with Tony Hines. And this segment's being brought to you locally by Staples on International Speedway Boulevard. Anything for the office, they can hook you up. And if you want to watch us live on the computer, you can go to the Legends of Racing Radio Show YouTube page, and we're there. Surprise. We're there live and in person and in color. Yeah, what a deal.
We had Bob Sokol on last week, and he mentioned being race director and that the drivers have an earbud. They can hear him, but can't. How the heck does that work?
It's a little like receiver, and you know, some guys have regular molded earbuds that they put in. Some people have like earmuffs in their helmet, which I like. I borrowed Joe's helmet; it's got it in it. But for the most part, it's for safety. They tell you caution's out, or stay high in 1 and 2. There's a wreck a wreck down there, or there's oil on the track, or whatever. They tell the lap car when you're coming up to pick a lane and hold it. A lot of times, I like to. I wish I could talk back. Like sometimes I've been put to the back multiple times for nothing that I have done. But I go to the back. I always look at it like, just do what you would do. Treat people the way you want to be treated, and that's how I race. I do everything I can to be, as fair and everything. But if you race me rough, I'm gonna race you rough. And I have raced clean and been raced rough and put to the back. And I want to stop up there and yell at the guy, but I know it's not his fault, and it's nobody's fault. And I want to be mean, but I don't. I ride in the back, and then next week I come back. Oh, we're sorry. We didn't mean to put you to the back. We didn't know it was your fault. It is what it is. I mean, it's not like I can stop and fix it all in one shot, but sometimes I wish I would.
Yeah, really. Oh, you must be getting a good reputation for being a fair guy and a clean guy.
I try to be. There's some out there that think I'm pretty rough, but
you're kidding.
No,
they're probably the guys you beat.
Probably, and there's guys that out there that have been racing a long time, and they just don't. They look at it from their point of view, and they think they were right, and they don't go back and watch video and stuff like that. But,
right.
I mean, I'm a man. I'll admit when I'm wrong, and I have been wrong on multiple occasions, and I have, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were there, or I was trying to get by you and we got into you, whatever. But it's different when you, like, from late model to factory stock is very difficult to understand sometimes for me that I have a bumper on the factory stock. I can use it.
Oh, okay.
The late model, you cannot. I mean, you can touch somebody going down the straightaway, on the sides, but you don't have a front bumper, so you better be trying to avoid them. So a lot of times I ride around in thunder stock, or factory stock, I'm sorry, thinking I'm in the late model, and I just try to not run into somebody because, one, I know how expensive it is when you have to fix it.
Oh, yeah.
And two, I don't want to work on it. It's easier. If you don't have to fix it, you can make it fast.
Yeah.
And I've learned that from the years that I've raced. If I don't have to fix the body and fix the chassis, replace, parts and stuff like that, then I can focus on making it faster every week.
All right.
And I would rather do that and not tear up my stuff or anybody else's stuff. And plus, I'm always usually driving somebody else's stuff. And you don't want to tear their stuff up.
No, you don't want to get a reputation.
Right. Well, then you get fired.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
And then you don't have a ride. So.
Yeah. Now, do you have a car of your own right now?
I do. I have a 602 late model. It is a 2002-ish Masterbuilt. I asked Tater Masters if he knew what year it was, and he looked at it, and he was like, hang on, let me ask the guy back at the shop. So he come over, and he was like, we didn't keep that good of records back then.
Oh, really?
He was like, it's like a 2002-ish.
Wow, so there's a lot of miles on that.
Yes, and I believe it was Billy Moyer's car when he ran the Show Me 100.
Is that right?
Because it had a Show Me 100 sticker on it, and it was a purple chassis Masterbuilt, and that's what he was running back then. And that's what Tater said. He was like, we didn't build a whole lot that were purple.
Yeah.
He was like, and that chassis is purple from us, so it's got to be Billy Moyer's car.
That's a pretty good pedigree.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could get the lineage on that car because I mean it has raced a bunch, I'm sure, in its life, and it's still, I mean, on a given night at Volusia, I can start 12th, 10th, whatever, because that thing doesn't go in the heat race. It does not like to go. But feature time, I'll be pushing for the lead. You know, it's just I don't understand it. I've tried everything I can do to not suck so bad in the heat race, but man, it just goes in the like I raced it at Alltech a couple weeks ago, and we were terrible. I finished 5th or 6th in the heat race, and started dead last because I ran back-to-back that night, factory stock and late model, and they said I was late, so I had to start in the back.
Oh, man.
See, it's one of those calls that you wish you could have,
Yeah.
you know, the little receiver and talk back to him, but, you know, hey, I didn't. So I started where I was supposed to start, in the back, and I drove it to 5th in like 5 laps, and there was like 18 cars there.
Dang.
And that's why, I mean, I just don't understand it. The car goes when it's late in the night. And,
Jeez.
And, you know, I ended up finishing 4th. Shout out to Wyatt Gainey. He showed me the rubber that I was missing.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and he showed me the line, and he drove by me. And then I ran him back down. We had a caution. I started on the outside and drove back by him.
All right.
And was battling for 3rd with a bunch of my buddies, you know. And you know, that's good racing. But
oh, yeah.
man, I just –
Frustrating.
it's very frustrating.
Yeah.
Very
Do you find that race cars have their own personalities?
With that car, it does.
Yeah.
You know, there's a few of them that I have driven that it's like they don't like me. and I got to drive it like I don't like them too, you know. And it's been tough, but I haven't won a whole lot in my career. I have won my fair share, but I haven't won a whole lot. But I've learned a lot, and I keep looking at that I'm young in this, and I'm going to do everything I can to be the best. So you know, that's all I can do is try.
Yeah, and you got a great wife.
Yes, my wife is awesome. She is very dedicated to me and my racing, and you know, funny story is she was a groupie. I would say, you know, before we got together, and she followed me around to different racetracks, and you know, was hanging out with us, and you know, when I became single, I was not single at the time, but when I became single, we started hanging out and dating, and we've been together for 7 years now, and well, technically 8, but we've been married for 7.
Yeah,
and we got a beautiful family, and she does everything she can do to help me in any way I can.
Man, that's what it takes.
There's a lot of give and take, and she does a lot of giving.
Really?
Yeah, and I really appreciate her. You know, she keeps me going. She keeps me in the right direction, and that's all I can ask for.
When you find the right one, there's nothing like it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I had to have a practice wife.
Yeah.
You know, that one didn't work out.
Yeah,
but now I got the right one after 43 years. She's not going anywhere.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you.
She just
She just left.
She just left. She knew I was going to talk about her. Darn. Trying to get my brownie points in, and she's not even here.
I know.
you got the car keys?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Although she's got them too.
Oh no.
So you can see doing this the rest of your life, right?
Absolutely. You know, I want to get my kids involved in it, and you know, I'm gonna go until I feel like it's time for them to go, and try to, if I could, you know, have a racing career where I'm driving for, you know, a big team or something like that. I would enjoy that, being able to do the bouncing around thing and helping them and stuff. But I just don't know yet. You know, it just depends on where God wants me to be.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm going to give everything I can every time I can.
Well, that's great. Yeah. So and you're having fun.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Now you got your own shop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I own my own business. We build race cars, and I work on race cars every day. I mean, that's all I do. I actually I picked up a weird job the other day, and it's from the guy that I drive for. He wants me to build him a water tank.
A water tank.
Yeah.
Jeez.
A 20-foot long by 8-foot wide by 2-foot tall tank.
Holy cow.
I said, dude, that's a lot. He goes, I need it. I said, all right, I'll build it. That's the weirdest, request I've had so far, but I'll build it.
Son of a gun.
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, it is definitely bizarre. Oh, but he owns his a well drilling business, and you got to have water jetted in there, I guess. I'm not a well driller.
Yeah. Who is it anyway?
Randy Smith.
Okay, I don't know him. I know. Tuck Trentham.
Tuck. Yep.
Yep.
I'm good buddies with Tuck too. You
Yep.
know, I love him and watching him race and Tommy Model and.
Oh yeah,
all
Tommy
that guy.
Model.
Yeah.
Jeez,
Oh,
he
yeah.
goes way back.
Oh yeah, I love Tommy.
Yeah.
I love Tommy.
He could write a book.
Oh. Yes, he could. Yes.
Yeah, we've had Tuck on the show.
Yeah.
And he was really good.
Oh yeah.
Real good.
I love Tuck, man. He's very good at trying to help you understand the race car. And
Really?
and I've learned a lot from him.
Mhm.
Learned a lot from him, and I'm definitely appreciative that he has been in my life.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, you got anything?
Well, yeah. What can you do to the stock you're running now? I mean, how
The factory stock
is it? Yeah.
It's not very stock. I mean, they call it factory stock, but I mean, my car's got a 350 in it now. We had a 305 in it. It was doing good, but I believe that we heard it. Anyways, we've pulled it out, put a 350 in, and so you're allowed tubular uppers. You have to run stock lowers, or stock from like you can get all-star replacements.
Right.
You still have to run the same stock spring or shock mounting position, both front and rear. We're allowed adjustable cups, and for the spring bucket, you can run any ball joint. That's not stock. The floor pan only has to go to the basically right there just before the back seat.
Oh, really?
On a Monte Carlo.
Okay.
You have to have a firewall. It doesn't have to be a stock floor pan either. It can
Really?
be built floor pan,
I'll be
but it
darned.
has to be a stock firewall.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Well, that's
not
kinda
very
interesting.
much.
That's
It's
pretty
not very.
wild.
It's not
Yeah.
stock much anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, we'll be
that-
right back.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. We got a break, and we'll be right back with Mikey Kopka.
The caution flag is out. Time for a break. We'll be right back with the Legends of Racing radio show. At Beach Boys Embroidery and Tees, it's all about making you happy. Beach Boys Embroidery can customize your athletic golf apparel, caps, hats, badges, buttons, magnets, backpacks, bags, totes, clocks, watches, and of course, T-shirts. Sure, they're at 2033 South Ridgewood Avenue in South Daytona, and they're waiting for you to call now. 386-255-5880. Beach Boys Embroidery and Tees. Let Aloha Marine get you on the water with huge discounts on great brands like Bayliner, Carolina Skiff, Hurricane, Key West, and Regal. Pay as little as $169 a month with 10% down and approved credit. Don't wait. Get to Aloha Marine, 1700 North Nova Road, Holly Hill, Monday through Saturday. 47 years and always better than boat show prices. We're back from where it all began, racing's original North Turn Beach Bar and Grill. The Legends of Racing radio show continues with your host, Buzz McKim.
Hello there. Thank you. Call me napping there for a minute. We got Tony Hines here today, and this segment's being brought to you locally by the Daytona Flea and Farmers Market, voted one of the top 5 markets in the country by USA Weekend. And visit our Shop Now network and our Shop Now at Daytona Flea and Farmers Market Facebook page for the latest in vendor tours. And we have a question from a very illustrious lady here. Now, we've got Tony here. This is Mrs. Tony, Doris. Yay. And I know you're going to come up with something really good for us.
Hi, thank you. Volusia recently replaced the clay. Can you compare how the overall driving on the track is, and then are you getting a lot better speeds on the straightaways?
So when the old clay was on there, it was starting to wear out, and I don't know if we're getting much faster down the straightaways, but I can tell you that the racing is getting better because the track's more slick now. It starts to blow off and crumble up earlier, and it actually makes it for better racing. And Volusia has always been known for its speed, and it is always fast and very hard to race with the same equipment as everybody else, and hard to pass. Now that it's slowing down a little bit, it makes it more of a technical track, makes it where you have to drive it, and now you're starting to get the guys that are able to hit it right and drive it the best. You're still going to have them guys that are just really, really good because they have a lot of help to get the car really good. But you're going to get them guys that are starting to get up in the top 5 that are just willing it there. I mean, they don't have the best of the best. They don't have the brand new tires on there, but they are willing that thing to go to the front because they're able to drive the car. And that's kind of where I've always been is not always the best equipment and able to drive it as hard as I possibly can, and I still run near the front.
Yeah, that's where you get a good reputation, knowing that you can get more out of the car than the car's got, really. Bobby Allison was a lot like that. Probably Kyle Busch, maybe not now, but at one time he was. And you get that kind of reputation, that's pretty good. Definitely.
minute, Buzz?
Yes.
This, I just ran across this week in Facebook or whatever. But anyway, this makes it more interesting. There's a guy up in Raleigh,
Mm-hmm.
Joshua Wright. I have no idea who he is, who has launched the Fans Hall of Stock Car Legends
Wow.
by the fans for the legends.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess he's creating the list of nominees.
Uh-huh.
I think his first one I said was
Larry Phillips.
Phillips.
Yeah. Yeah, dirt track driver.
Next one was Smokey.
Smokey who? We know Smokey.
The next one was Neil Bonnet.
Oh, no kidding.
And he's kind of explained how this is going to work, that once you've been nominated, you remain on the list of nominees until you're voted in.
Oh, no kidding.
And the voting, I think, is going to start June 6th, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do people send in their
I guess
the
so.
folks that you
It's kind of mysterious how it's working, but
Huh.
it sounds like fun.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Especially they just did the latest, and I mean, I don't think everybody's always happy with who's
No,
getting in.
there's always going to be folks that aren't thrilled. I know there's a couple of them that went in that I'm scratching my head,
Yeah,
and a couple of them that we're still waiting to go in.
yeah.
So it just all good things come to they who wait, and some folks are pretty good at waiting. Like Larry Phillips, he's been on the list since the Hall of Fame was built, and he still hasn't gotten in yet. But he has the numbers, and he definitely was the talented guy, and maybe one of these days he'll get in. We hope. Maybe we'll get you in there one day.
Maybe.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
That'd be awesome.
Because Volusia's a NASCAR track?
I don't know if it is or not.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I never really asked. I just drive.
Just drive. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I hate to be, I hate to sound like that, but I've got so much other stuff going on, and I'm just trying to focus on being the best I can be every time I go to the racetrack.
Really?
And let the cards lay where they lay.
Yeah. Well, that kind of dedication is where you're really going to excel.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. We put in a lot of work, and very grateful for everybody that lets me drive their cars, and hopefully they never get tired of me.
Yeah, I guess not. Now, do you get to run your car very often?
Not as much.
Hey, look at the money you're saving.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, trying to start this business, I've been trying to start it for 3 years now. It's been a rough go of it, but it is what it is. Trying to produce as much as I can produce and do as good as job as I can do, and it takes a toll on me trying to run my own car. But I am still very grateful. That's why I am so grateful to be able to run everybody else's cars, is because it keeps me in the seat, keeps me learning, and keeps me driving forward.
Well, you definitely have the reputation and the right attitude. People know that you're going to bring the car back in one piece, which makes it a lot better.
Well, and how does your racing, then you come back and you're building, how often does it change what you're building?
Yeah.
I mean, so when Randy Smith and I decided to hook up and go racing, he told me that he was getting a car built by Lee Newsom, and I said, okay. So we went up there to help him put the motor and transmission in the car, get it, race ready basically. We roll up there, and this guy, him and his son have won the last 3 races that were, I think, $20,000 to win.
Holy cow.
Yeah, $25,000 or $20,000 to win factory stock races down there in Hendry County.
Yep.
He's won the last 3, and Randy's like, listen, if I'm going to get a car built, I'm going to get it built by the best. And every time we go there, it's literally like we're going to school again.
Is that right?
That guy is super smart, and he just has a way to tell you how to look at it without being arrogant or anything like that. He just, hey, look, you're looking at it wrong, look at it like this. And, it's like going to school. So I've been learning every little bit that I go there, and every time I talk to him, it just makes sense. It's like, okay, it clicked. I need to start doing this. He helped us last weekend. He was like, well, how come you didn't win? And I was like, well, we were a little bit free on exit. He was like, well, I can tell you how to fix that. I said, all right, well, what do we do?
Yeah.
So he told me, and he was like, try it next weekend. So I come back the following week and tried it, and we run second, which the track was rubbered up, and we were running on the bottom, and it's just really hard to pass. It's one of those things where, you got to root the guy out of the way, or, there just ain't no reason to be like that on a 20-lap regular race. I mean, I want to win as bad as anybody else, but I'm not going to get that reputation of, taking them out. If I can put the bumper on them, I can drive by them.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, you're going to be right back. We got a little quick break here. We'll be right back with Mikey Kopka.
Hey.
The caution flag is out. Time for a break. We'll be right back with the Legends of Racing radio show. Racing's original North Turn is our broadcast headquarters. If you're looking for a good drink, great entertainment, and the best in food, they're right on the beach at Racing's Original North Turn. Come on down to dinner tonight. Here are a couple of testimonials. These are actual testimonials from people who have enjoyed the North Turn. Been there many times, always great food and drinks, great location on the beach. And another, what a great experience. It's my new favorite restaurant in the Daytona Beach area, Racing's Original North Turn on South Atlantic Avenue. That's A1A in Ponce Inlet, about 3.2 miles south of the Dunlawton Bridge and A1A intersection. It's Racing's Original North Turn, a restaurant, museum, bar, gift shop, live music. That's Racing's North Turn. Racing's Original North Turn has been voted by you Best Beach Bar Top 10 year after year after year. We're back from where it all began. Racing's Original North Turn Beach Bar and Grill. The Legends of Racing radio show continues with your host, Buzz McKim.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate that. We've got Tony Hines here, and we're talking with Mikey Kopka. And Larry's back. Larry, hey, you got a question for us today, bud?
Yeah. Hi, Mikey, and thanks for taking time out of your day and coming here. And we're enjoying listening to you, actually. I got a couple of questions, but first I'd like to say rest in peace to Mike Eddy, one of the famous ASA racers and a guy I watched win a lot of races over his years. And he passed away this week.
Oh, did he really?
Yes, he did.
I'll be darned.
I just want to send rest in peace to Mike Eddy and his family. Travis still races.
I'll be darned.
Best I know. Anyways, Mikey, what number do you race? Do you have any significance to it?
So my personal number is 12, and that come to be because both of my children were born on the 12th day of the month.
I'll be darned.
That's awesome.
Yep.
It is a family. Racing is a family affair. I'm happy to see that your wife and your kids are involved in your racing. It is a family affair. There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely.
It's very cool.
Thank you.
And maybe your son Bob will carry on.
I hope so. Right now he's got the butterfly effect. Anything, it just looking around, not even really paying attention to it.
They do that same thing until a certain age. Yeah. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Larry. Yeah, they talk about numbers. Fireball Roberts always ran number 22. And Ricky Rudd, one of his first cars was 22, black and gold, just like Fireball. And the way it came about is that Fireball was Ricky Rudd's hero, and Red Byron was Fireball's hero. Red Byron ran number 22, and the way they came up with the number for that was his mechanic was Red Vogt, and his birthday was September 22nd. So, you go from Ricky Rudd all the way back down to Red Vogt, probably a 40-year span, and that's how that 22 came about. Wow. Isn't that something? Wow.
Speaking of history, Buzz,
yeah.
we got by last week without you. You had a show to come back to.
Well, I appreciate that.
Would you tell us about where you were and what was going on?
Yeah, my wife and I were invited to the NASCAR Hall of Fame, and they did a special opening for the Wood Brothers. The Wood Brothers at 75 years in existence. They have a new exhibit on the main floor there, and it'll be up for about a year with helmets and uniforms and cars and, their whole history going back 75 years. And they had an amazing number of people there. There were about 200 folks there, but Edsel Ford himself came down from Michigan to be there, he and his wife. And we had Morgan Shepherd and Austin Cindric and Mikey Waltrip and a lot of folks that have driven for the Woods. Ryan Blaney and Jim France was there. We got to hang with Jim. I got to rub elbows with a billionaire. That's kind of neat. None of it rubbed off. unfortunately. But it was just a great time, and we really thank the Hall of Fame for inviting us. And it was a kamikaze run. We drove up one day and came back the next. But it was quite a deal. And if you're ever up around Charlotte, go by and take a look at the Hall of Fame and see that Wood Brothers exhibit. It is really, really something. Very good. They're amazing people.
I did see the pictures, and they brought that, is it a 37 Ford?
Yeah, 37 Ford.
Seat?
Yeah.
That car is a brute.
Oh, it's a monster. Yeah, this thing here, Leonard Wood was the genius behind all this, and they were racing at Bowman Gray Stadium and Martinsville and all that. And they realized that every time they moved the engine back, the car ran better. It handled better. And before you knew it, the engine was like right about where the dashboard would be, and Glenn was sitting in the back seat. And they called it the back seater. And it's the damnedest looking thing, but he had the results to prove that it really worked. Yeah, it's really something. But it's not to be missed. Do you find you're kind of an innovator about things, or do you go along the status quo?
Sometimes, well, it's hard to tell if you're an innovator or not. You know, when you're just trying to win and trying to come up with things, you know, it's you're either making it up and doing good, or you're listening to everybody and trying to figure out what they're doing. And you know, right now I don't know if we're an innovator, but we've bought the innovator stuff. I mean,
did you?
you know, we're trying. I mean, Joe Kump. I mean, when I drive his late model, it is, you know, he's inventing all this stuff on his own. I mean, he's trying new things. He's talking to everybody and their brother, trying to figure out how to go fast. And you know, every time I've driven his car, it's been fast.
Really?
And I mean, it is just, it's unreal how much, you know, he does elevator trade, and he works in there, and he works, you know, 80 hours a week.
Wow.
And then comes
No
home
kidding.
and works on a race car just about as much. And one-man band. I mean, him and Pam, his wife, they do all the maintenance and the fixing. I've ripped the door and the fender off it a couple times. They fixed it. You know, I try to go over there and help them as much as I can, and you know, just to show my appreciation for letting me run it. You know, and I love hanging out with Joe. Everybody says he's an oddball, and yeah, he is. But you know what, I am too, and I don't mind, you know, hanging out with Joe. I consider him a pretty close friend, and you know, I really appreciate the opportunity that he's given me to drive his car, and he's definitely trying to be an innovator, and not doing it just because he wants to be cool, but he wants to go fast. I mean, he loves going fast. There's no doubt about it.
Do you find it's the little things that make the difference?
So when your car is really good and really balanced, it is the little things, you know. But if it's off, it's the big things.
Yeah.
You got to put big swings to it. But I mean, you know, on the note of, you know, being little things, I have that factory stock. We haven't literally touched it other than the change that I made last weekend.
Really?
I have not done anything to it other than put tires to it.
I'll be darned.
And it has been good right off the bat.
Yep. Do you have to run stock tires?
No, we actually run H500s. They're on a 8-inch rim. They're harder than concrete sometimes.
Are they really?
Yeah, they are very difficult tire to get a hold of the racetrack.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Can you groove them?
Nope, you cannot groove or sipe. Now, I mean, I got, you know, they did a tire sample to me last weekend, and I was making a joke with the tech man. I said, now that I'm fixing to groove this, you're not going to throw me out, right? He said, no, I got to have the sample. I was like, I'm just making sure I don't get thrown out, you know? And he started laughing, and it was good. You know, I don't know if they've come back yet, but they will. They'll come back good.
Yep, and you'll get your money.
And we'll get our money.
Darn right, because you don't soak them.
Nope. No, I've only done it once in my life, and we did it at Palatka, and it was when we were running American Racers versus Hoosiers, and the Hoosiers were whooping our tails, and it was a half a second no matter what I did.
Wow, no kidding.
Yep, I mean, I had literally bolted on a set of Hoosiers, ran the week before, and we come back with American Racers, and I was a half a second off.
Son of a gun.
And I said, there ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Isn't that something?
So it was different. And then after that, we didn't do it anymore because we started running, you know, Hoosier tires, and I was actually sponsored by a tire doping company. They bought me 2 tires.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's pretty good.
It was pretty good. You know, everybody tore me down because I had their sticker on the car.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. So, can you foresee your kids getting involved?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So my daughter, pretty much balls to me every weekend that she doesn't get to go.
Oh, no kidding.
And I can tell you this, my sister raced 2 go-karts for a long time.
Oh, did she?
Yep. And the determination in the women is way more than the men.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
like
gosh.
my daughter, the moment I set up a little go-kart track, and the moment anybody touched her, that fire just lit. and I mean, she didn't go back after him, to be rough. She just drove right by him.
Oh, darn. How old is she?
She is 7, and my son is 5.
Really?
Yep.
So they're really starting to come along, aren't they?
Yep.
That's really neat.
Now, New Smyrna has that little track in it. Is that just quarter midgets, or
that's quarter midgets, and I don't know if they run anything else other than quarter midgets there. I mean, I don't know if they do because it's so tiny, but I thought about going there, but I don't know if I want to do asphalt yet or not. I don't know. It's one of those things, you got to be in it.
Yeah.
I'm not in asphalt enough to know.
Hey, we're going to take another quick break. We'll be right back with Mikey.
The caution flag is out. Time for a break. We'll be right back with the Legends of Racing radio show. Welcome to Homewood Suites by Hilton in Daytona Beach. You're right in the middle of all the action. Daytona International Speedway, the airport, One Daytona, Florida's newest entertainment and retail destination, and of course, the world's most famous beach. You'll love our newly remodeled 1- and 2-bedroom suites, along with our popular King Studios. You won't need your full kitchen, as Homewood Suites Daytona serves up complimentary breakfast and evening social. It's like home away from home. Go to HomewoodDaytona.com for Homewood Suites by Hilton in Daytona Beach. We're back from where it all began. Racing's original North Turn Beach Bar and Grill. The Legends of Racing radio show continues with your host, Buzz McKim.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate that. Coming down the home stretch here, we got Tony Hines doing a fantastic job. We got Mikey Kopka here telling us some really cool stuff about your average Saturday night racer and what it takes to go racing. Yeah, this segment's being brought to you locally by the Homewood Suites by Hilton over on Bill France Boulevard, right around the corner from the Speedway. It looks like they survived Rockville, 230,000 Rock fans. Can you imagine the chaos? But anyway, they're great people, and they have a complimentary happy hour and complimentary breakfast, and it's a wonderful place, so you might want to keep them in mind. So, well, that's great. Your daughter's getting the fire in her, right?
Oh, yeah.
Is it going to be kind of hard to control that?
No, she's not like she's not aggressive, but you can tell that the light switch flips and she's determined enough to just drive back by you.
Yeah.
Like I had to, I set up a little go-kart track in my front yard and the race shop and I turned them loose on it when I first got it. Her kart was a little bit better than my son's and she was faster, but she was patient, and that's what really surprised me is how patient she was. And I took my stepson and put him in another one. And he's 15, and he was racing with them and trying to go around them, and his was way faster than theirs. And she was going slow, trying to stay off her brother, and he come in there and he doored her, and when he doored her, the light switch, you could literally see her eyes just get huge, and she was like, "That's it, I'm going." And she drove back in there on him, underneath him, never even touched him, slid him, and just drove right on out of his life. And I was like, oh, man, we are in trouble. We are in trouble. She's going to be a racer.
Well, that's great. Well, she's learned from one of the best, that's for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, and if she has that reputation that you've got, she's going to go places for sure.
I hope so.
Yeah. So when's your next race?
Actually, this weekend at Ocala.
Ocala?
Yes, sir, Saturday night.
You like Ocala?
I grew up quite a bit there. I raced a lot of I practiced a lot of laps on that track. I've got a good track record over there. I've only won one race out of the million that I've been to.
Yeah.
But I mean, no, I love Ocala too. It's not my favorite racetrack, but it's a good racetrack. Any racetrack that is open and dirt to me is a great racetrack.
There you go. Yeah. Well, my dad used to be the announcer up in Ocala back in the '60s.
Really?
When it was just a little quarter-mile track. And we saw some amazing things on that little track.
Oh, yeah.
And the track goes back to the 1940s. It's got a lot of history to it. But I think it's called, what, Bubba Raceway now?
Bubba Raceway Park.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we're going to get there one of these days just to see how things have changed.
Oh, it's a big change. There's a lot of difference there, I'm telling you. I mean, even from the little bit that I was, growing up around that racetrack, it's changed quite a bit. The racing surface hasn't changed, but just everything else around it. It's a pretty nice little place. It's not often that you get to go somewhere that's got a lot of nostalgia to it that, built a lot of good race car drivers there.
Oh, yeah.
Built a lot of good race car drivers.
Well, that's for sure. Yeah. So how often do they race up there, do you know?
They're on a once-a-month thing, too. I don't know. I haven't raced there yet this year. No, I lied. I raced there in January.
Oh, did you?
Yep. I filled in for somebody. We had actually just come back from Talladega.
Oh, no kidding.
I come pulling in the racetrack at 8:30 and come walking up there. Didn't have no racing stuff with me, none, zero. And, I was coming to help a guy that had rented my car out, and I come walking over there, and a guy come up to me. He's like, "I need you to drive my car." I'm like, "I don't have anything with me." He was like, "Go find it." I said, "Okay." So I borrowed somebody's suit, somebody's helmet, somebody's neck brace. Started in the B main. I was waiting on everybody to pass me, and they wouldn't pass me.
Really?
I was going to start dead last, but I was going to start up as far as I could.
Yeah.
And, being that we switched drivers, I had to go to the back. Well, I thought there was only like 5 guys in this B main. Well, no, there was like 20.
Oh, my gosh.
I was like, oh, well, I started in the same spot that the old driver was supposed to start. I dang near won it.
Jeez.
And so they let me into the race, and Bubba was like, "Nah, you got to start in the back."
Oh, man.
I was like, "Oh, all right." He's like, "I'm going to let you race, but you got to start in the back of the main feature." I was like, "Okay." So I didn't go very far, but I still, I made the show. It's one of those deals that I was kind of surprised. I had found an issue while I was out there. The clutch was slipping, and I'm like, that's the reason why I didn't win is that it was literally every time I get in the gas, it would rev up, not go nowhere.
Oh, man.
So I limped her in and finished second, and that was quite a show.
Yeah.
Quite a show.
Well, that's great. It kind of made you feel pretty good the way it turned out, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to have been there for the whole thing, but, hey, it was fun. We went to Talladega. We didn't make the race, unfortunately. We were struggling a little bit, and we come back home. And
that's a Talladega short track?
Yes, yes. I went out there with Holden Allen. He's 14 years old, driving a dirt late model.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, my gosh.
Yep.
14.
Yep. He's a
about
good
like Trey Mills.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. He started off in asphalt, and he's now made his way transition into dirt. I'm telling you, when that kid gets it figured out, we're all in trouble.
Yeah.
He is a phenomenal talent.
No
phenomenal.
kidding.
Absolutely.
I can't get over how quick these kids pick up on this stuff,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I tried to tell my dad back when I was 13 to just put me in a late model, and he said no.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. Then I went out there at 14 and showed him I could.
Now, you have racing on your other side of your family, too, right?
Yes, I have racing on both sides of my family. My grandfather, Floyd Miner, raced for many, many years. And then my grandfather, Bill Kopka, he raced for many, many years. I've had it in my blood the whole time. It's not, it's kind of not fair to not, I'm going to race. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I have it in my blood. It's something I'm going to have to do.
Yeah, and you wouldn't change a thing?
I wouldn't change a thing.
Oh, that's awesome. And you're pretty happy where you're at right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm very humble and happy where I am. I wouldn't have gotten this far without everybody that's helped me, and especially God. It's very tough to do anything without Him.
Yeah.
I learned the hard way that you're not going to do it unless it's meant to be done.
Yeah, there you go. Well, God is a racer, and He also has a sense of humor, too.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Interesting.
I've been on both sides of that humor, too.
Really? What's your greatest race?
My greatest race? I went to Needmore at Norman Park, and I qualified like crap. I just barely made it in the show. Started 18th and started 20th and drove it all the way up to second, battling for the lead, and faded back to third. I literally had wore my tire off.
No kidding.
Yeah, there was nothing left of it.
Wow.
And I finished third, and that's how I got to drive Joe's car.
No kidding.
Yep, him and Ivan sat up there and watched me in that feature, and I believe I impressed him, enough to know that I'm going to give him everything I got. job.
darn.
So
Gee, see, you never know who's watching.
you never know who's watching.
Yeah, you
Absolutely.
got to give it 110% all the time.
Absolutely.
Well, this has been great. I cannot thank you enough for coming over and chatting with us. It was terrific and getting to know you and your family and all that sort of thing. We wish you the very best.
Absolutely.
That's really
Thank you.
neat.
I've enjoyed every minute of this. It's the first thing I've ever done kind of like this. And
Oh, really? Oh, you've
yeah.
done well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very, very well.
You know, I can't thank you guys enough for having me on here, and I'm extremely blessed, and you know, hopefully we can get some of my other buddies on here.
That'd be cool.
And keep it going, you know.
Good. Yeah, and I'll tell you, you guys have such a fantastic story. You know, it's really interesting to get the Saturday Night Racer in there, and everybody has a different story and a different deal on how they got where they're at. So,
Absolutely.
a couple of folks we've got to say thank you to. We have Danny, who's working the board over there. Hey, Danny. And we've got Mad Dog Mike with the applause sign, our grand poobah, who is the head cheese around here. And Doris and Larry, thank you for your questions. Appreciate that. And I just think that's great, Mikey. You've done real well, and you're doing your family proud. And please give our very best to your wife, because she's as much a racer as you are, right?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll see you next week, everybody.
The Legends of Racing radio show originates live from the very spot where beach racing began. Racing's original North Turn Beach Bar and Grill. Join us.